My sister slammed the cake into my face and burst out laughing. But the ER doctor dialed 911. After reviewing the X-ray, I always knew birthdays could get chaotic. But I never imagined mine would finish with my sister's palms forcing a cake against my face, with such force that everything tilted violently. I recall the layer of icing, the burn of blood blending with it, and Rowan's chuckle, clear, piercing, intentional, as I collapsed to the ground. Guests hurried over, only to dismiss it as a prank, while my sight flashed in shades of blue and white. I attempted to convince myself it was nothing serious, tried to get back on my feet. But the following morning in the ER, the physician paused at my X-ray and posed a question no sibling should ever provoke. I'd spent my life learning to ignore things, minor pains, cutting remarks, instances that felt off but were waved away as innocent. In our household, harmony was an act, and I performed my role perfectly. I was the reserved one, the reliable one, the child who didn't demand focus because, as Mom often put it, Avery's tough. She can manage on her own. What she really meant was straightforward. Rowan required the attention more. Rowan arrived 18 months later, but you'd assume she was the eldest, the preferred one, the center we all revolved around. She possessed that charisma, bold, theatrical, captivating. When she entered a space, Mom brightened. When I did, Mom's response was mild and courteous, as if she'd suddenly recalled my presence. I realized young that Rowan's emotions set the mood for the whole home, and Marlene, our mother, went to great lengths to keep her content. And me, I squeezed into the gaps. I avoided challenging the minor incidents. How Rowan unintentionally knocked me against the coffee table at age 10, how she murmured, so awkward, after I tumbled down the stairs in high school. How she volunteered to handle my luggage at family events, only for everything to mysteriously scatter. Mom's response was always identical. Avery, stop exaggerating. Your sister adores you. So I quit seeking support. I concentrated on my career, created a routine in my modest Seattle flat, maintained space whenever possible. Yet Rowan excelled at remaining central in my world. Subtle remarks, subtle jabs, situations she framed as humor. Everyone chuckled along except me, and whenever I attempted to stand up for myself, I faced the familiar refrain, "You're overly emotional." Rowan didn't intend harm. That's why, during my 36th birthday celebration, even as blood trickled warmly down my neck and icing clouded my sight, a part of me still questioned if I was blowing it out of proportion. Perhaps the ache spreading at the base of my head was mere misfortune. Maybe Rowan's beam, so broad, so edged, wasn't glee but bad judgment. Maybe the chuckles surrounding me weren't malice, but bewilderment. I replayed the scene repeatedly while driving home, the wheel chilly under my grip. I struggled to accept it as simply a prank and mishap, just Rowan acting like herself. But that night, unable to sleep with my head throbbing, something seemed altered. A gut feeling deep inside urged that this occasion was truly, deeply amiss. And by morning, as I stumbled into the ER, I discovered that feeling wasn't overblown. It was recollection fighting to emerge. By dawn, the headache had intensified into a brutal force, every pulse a strike against my skull's rear. Harsh lighting caused my vision to duplicate, and nausea surged as I attempted to rise. I convinced myself it would pass, that hydration and sleep were enough, but my body protested. When I probed the sore area behind my ear, my fingers returned marked with crusted blood. That's when anxiety set in. I dressed deliberately, steadying myself against the wall as the space spun. Heading to the ER seemed risky, but reaching out to anyone felt worse. I could anticipate Mom's tone. You don't require a physician, you mark easily, quit causing drama. And Rowan would chuckle in that airy, belittling way that always diminished me. So I went solo. Seattle's ER was crowded, but when the nurse noticed my wince under the bright bulbs, she escorted me to an exam area promptly. I responded to her inquiries. When did the trauma occur? How exactly? Any blackout? Each reply carried unexpected weight. Admitting aloud that my sister had smashed a cake into my face shouldn't have seemed like a crisis, Yet here I was, shaking beneath the thin gown. Dr. Hanley came in with a soft tap. His demeanor was composed yet focused. He instructed me to track his finger, grip his hands, touch my nose, grin. I managed as well as I could, though the area kept shifting as if reminding me balance was unreliable. "We'll order some imaging," he noted quietly, to rule things out. I pondered when safe had ceased applying to my relatives. The scanning suite buzzed with sterile equipment. Reclining there, gazing upward, I kept reliving Rowan's expression. Her smile, the glint in her eyes that held something keen, something victorious. For years, I'd rationalized that look, misinterpreted it, forgiven it. But now, with my head pulsing and reality whirling, rationalizations seemed suddenly brittle. When Dr. Hanley came back, his composure had faded. He drew a seat near and adjusted the screen for my view. "Avery," he started, tone subdued. "There's a thin crack in the bone. It's not critical, but it's there. And it isn't solely from yesterday." My gut sank. "What are you saying?" He switched to another scan. "This rib on your left, it displays evidence of a prior break. From the recovery stage, it dates to about 3 years back. 3 years back, the stair incident, Rowan close behind. Her embrace afterward, murmuring, 'You're such a drama queen, you merely lost footing.'" I gripped the table's sides as my breathing shallowed. Dr. Hanley observed me closely, gauging my readiness for more. Then he sighed, reached for the wall phone, and uttered phrases that reshaped everything. "I have to file a report. It's mandatory, as in grave, as in no laughing matter, as in not my delusion." After replacing the receiver, his gaze held firm kindness. "Avery, this was inflicted on you." For a lengthy pause, words failed me. "Someone inflicted this," resounded louder than the corridor noises, louder than my internal throb. I'd devoted years to accepting fault, diminishing myself, persuading my thoughts that Rowan's involvement in every mishap was chance. Mishaps occur. Siblings play rough. I'm simply uncoordinated. But Dr. Hanley's unwavering look allowed no space for my self-told tales. A gentle rap preceded a woman's entry, Detective Carver. She presented herself with controlled poise, the sort implying familiarity with such cycles. She drew a seat level with mine and flipped open a notepad. "Avery," she said softly, "your injuries suggest worries. I'd appreciate some details." My throat constricted. "Regarding Rowan." Her stare remained steady. "Regarding your well-being." It was odd how those ideas merged. She posed basic queries first. Who attended the birthday meal? Any drinking? Rowan's exact position? Prior harms? Each response grew weightier. And when she inquired if anyone had ever deterred medical visits post-incident, a barrier within me fractured. "Yes," I murmured. "My sister always." Detective Carver noted silently, then raised her eyes. "Did you accept her explanations?" I struggled for reply. Had I? Or had I simply wished to, since the truth was too painful? I gazed at my shaking palms, recalling Rowan applying ice to my ribs 3 years prior, urging against expenses, labeling me theatrical. Recalling her mockery after a parking lot stumble, jesting I needed padding. Recalling her swift cleanup of injury evidence, always casting herself as the caregiver. "It's as if she aimed to be my initial reliance," I voiced low, "and the final one I'd suspect." Detective Carver inclined her head, as if it fit a sorrowful pattern. Before more, the door burst wide. Mom's words sliced the air prior to her appearance. "Avery Lynn Dalton, what nonsense are you feeding them?" She stormed in with Gerald trailing, her face a mix of outrage and panic. Rowan hadn't arrived yet. Still, her influence lingered. "A break," Mom insisted, from a celebration gag. "Absurd. Inform them you're mistaken. You mark easily. You've forever been touchy." Touchy, theatrical, exaggerating. Terms that molded my youth now squeezed my grown years. Detective Carver rose, stance firm yet serene. "Mrs. Dalton, please retreat. Your daughter is consulting me confidentially." Mom's expression hardened as she shot me a wounded glare, not for Rowan's potential actions, but for my audacity to voice them. In that instant, an internal shift occurred, not fracture but resolve. For once, I held ground. Mom, I stated, tone even despite inner quake. I'm clear-headed. Her stare flashed shock and denial. I faced Detective Carver fully. I'd like to proceed. Detective Carver acted swiftly on my approval. She directed Mom and Gerald out. Despite objections, her authority prevailed. When the door shut, the space felt unburdened, like excising decades-old tension. Carver resumed seating. Avery, frankly, the behaviors described, the harms, the downplaying, the discouragement from care, it's alarming. With Dr. Hanley's findings, we must address it gravely. I assented, though the implications loomed vast. We've secured restaurant cameras, she added, and will interview all present. Prioritize your protection now. Do you feel secure returning home? The query jolted more than the finding. Secure? It seemed alien for others' kin. I'm unsure, I confessed. Carver's expression warmed. Honesty is progress. Before details, another knock. This time, Annalise. She lingered until Carver approved. Elise entered, eyes moist with burden. Avery, she breathed, I should have acted earlier. Her tone quivered, her hand cold in mine. I tried reaching you last evening, she explained. Unsuccessful, but instinct warned trouble. She addressed Carver, Detective, may I contribute? I hold details. Carver gestured seating, proceed. Elise inhaled deeply. I've witnessed Rowan harm Avery previously. My form froze. Elise pressed on, unsteady. As a child, Avery endured subtle acts I rationalized as rivalry, mishaps, youthful force. But maturity clarified. I saw her shove Avery downstairs once. Avery around 12. All assumed slip. But I viewed from above, Rowan pushed forcefully. Air escaped me. I recalled the bruise marring holiday shots, Mom's scolding, Rowan's false concern and treats. Elise persisted, breath shaky. And 3 years passed, post-Alina's service. I eavesdropped. Rowan learned of the Victorian property. Enraged privately, she vented on call about mishaps and your incompetence ensuring her control. Silence engulfed. Even Carver paused, noting. Chill coursed me. Elise whispered fracture. I regretted silence. Feared Marlene's exclusion, but post last night no more. Carver nodded, appreciated. Aide's timeline, she rose. Avery, updates forthcoming. For now, Elise escorts, avoid your sister till interviews conclude. I consented truth, I avoided Rowan, until grasping her true nature. 2 days blurred, calls, news, quiet in my flat. Elise remained, refusing solitude for me. I welcomed the calm companionship after glass-walking years. 3rd day, Carver phoned, footage reviewed. Avery, intentional. She positioned the cake, glanced back first. Post-fall, brief smile before feigned alarm, numbness spread. I silent, Carver proceeded. Phone accessed, entries logging incidents, dates aligning harms, plus future labeled. Opportunities projected. Your isolations, vulnerabilities, Avery, not impulse. Planned. Elise supported as I collapsed seating. Charges advancing. Attend family gathering Sunday. Arrest there. Why amid all? This occasion, Carver stated, family witnesses truth. Sunday arrived swiftly. Elise drove to Mom's, the home of dismissed truths, rewritten pasts. Inside, Rowan shone, conversing effortlessly, confident Victor. Spotting me smirk, ah, the recovered one, Mom tisked. Avery, no trouble, as if I'd initiated. Reply halted by knock. Detective Carver entered with officers. Rowan Dalton, arrest. Chaos, Mom cried absurdity. Gerald paled, Elise firm beside. Rowan shifted, mask gone, raw edge, joking, for what? Prank. Carver steadfast, assault, plus evidence of planned future harm. Rowan's glare pierced me. Think you're ideal, Avery, deserve the house. Alina merely pitied, Mom inhaled sharply. Rowan unraveled, cleaned her messes lifetime, pathetic, fragile guilt for my strength. Carver halted, but Rowan surged, accusing, ruined all at birth. Truth unveiled beneath decades' grins. Officers cuffed amid struggle. Mom, defend, exaggeration, but Marlene frozen, pallid, horror dawning. Perhaps first seeing her shielded creation. Rowan's shrieks faded outward. I stood, pulse racing, world aligned favorably. Aftermath gentle. Weeks later, Rowan pled probation, therapy, restraining order. Not spectacle, but justice firm. Mom silent hearings. Evidence presented footage notes priors her core imploded. One call, therapy begun for self, denied sites. Response, hope it aids. Victorian became sanctuary. Restoration mirrored self-mending. Opening as a leaner center, support for familial trauma survivors, brought unfamiliar. Safe, valued, liberated. Some claim family bonds endure all. I've learned true ones safeguard, mend, sometimes demand distance from pained outers. Still discovering healthy existence, steadying in unforeseen liberty. But my tale shows, truth dismantles then builds better. If you've borne similar scars, comment below. For more true accounts, subscribe. You're not alone. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.